Hello everybody, this is Renault, and today I'm going to do a review of Unit number 44, number 2, in a 4-issue limited series. So when it comes to Unit 44, we had Agent Gibson, who is blonde, along with Agent Hatch, who is taller and dark-haired, lose something called a Fridakin crystal, along with various other equipment, because their storage unit wasn't paid. They forgot about it. Probably most of that blame lies on Gibson, and so it got sold to two individuals out of Tonopah, Nevada. Now, these two agents work out of Area 51, so they typically handle the spooky stuff. Now, when it comes to Unit 44, and before I go into that, I want you to know that I got a little bit of a new setup, or at least I'm working on a new setup. I'm going to have 2 monitors up here, and just some general stuff. A calendar is a very useful thing to have, by the way, along with some other stuff here, etc., etc., and probably a laptop over here just to, whatever. God, I love having calendars. They are the unsung heroes of work life, and school life, life. Speaking of graphic novels. Now, when it comes to Unit 44 and graphic novels, Unit 44 was initially a Kickstarter campaign, by the way, back in 2016 or so. And then after 2016, it got converted into a graphic novel by Alterna. And then Alterna turned that, and then, Wes Loker had another Kickstarter, and so they had a couple of successes with the book. And then they got a miniseries publishing deal out of it. Now, when it comes to Unit 44, like I said, it did have some tonal problems. Some of the things I mentioned is that it's very clearly a book for all ages. And the only reason why it is rated T for teen is like maybe one panel or one page, along with some forced profanity. And when I say forced cursing or forced profanity, I mean there's just some arbitrary profanity that could easily be replaced with anything else. And when I mean by those scenarios, I mean just there was some forced profanity earlier in issue number 1. And issue number 1 also had a situation where one of the individuals who bought the lot and bought the storage unit, they were almost cornered and they pulled a gun on Agent Gibson. And there is a real concern, a very real potential of death there. And so that kind of makes it a teen scenario. You can have it's a teen scenario that's elegantly handled instead of handling it with forced cursing. And just a couple more scenes like that with, the gun. And a little bit less about, forced cursing. And I wouldn't really have a problem with the tone. And also the characterization of the two characters is a little bit inconsistent. Gibson comes off as a little bit of a goofball when it comes to administrative duties. But then when he's out in the field, he's doing whatever he can to get the job done. Whereas Hatch, the taller guy, he got upset with Gibson for not keeping track of the storage unit payments. That's how the story started. But then when they got into the field, Hatch was very clunky and awkward. He put an overalls right over his suit. It's meant to be comedic, but it's no, it's just not working. So anyway, the covers for this book are fake news, by the way. As I mentioned before, Agent Gibson and Agent Hatch are being entangled in seaweed. But and being approached by this giant fish, just like in issue number 1, this is fake news. This doesn't happen even remotely. They're in the middle of a desert. So anyway, we get started with right away one of those problems I had, some forced cursing. Look at that forced cursing. Hatch is supposed to be the senior member who's calm and reserved, but we get some more forced cursing. Get a load of more for forced cursing. And a little bit more forced cursing. I just learned a new word. Yeah, it's just not funny. I understand, but, Anyway, Agent Hatch and Agent Gibson have to report to Director Ballard or Supervisor Ballard that they failed to retrieve the free doctrine crystal along with the other bits of stuff. And that's because it just vanished at the end of the story. He's really pissed. He's taking a pin and he's throwing it. Now, do not underestimate the power of being stabbed by a pencil. If you remember the Bourne Identity, what was the actor's name? He killed a person using kung fu skills with a pen. It was pretty impressive. So don't underestimate, the pen is mightier than the sword in that case. But anyway, so we've got the force cursing or whatever. And another thing I do like is that this is actually a really good bit here where he's watching alien encounters. Because you know that meme with the historian where it's like, I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. And this is a callback to Men in Black. And where it's like, the news and the journalists, they never get it right. It's the tabloids and the crazy stuff that's the ones, the hot sheets that you want to keep track of. Because one of the stories was, an alien killed my husband and is wearing his skin as a skin suit. Well, if you remember the story from Men in Black, that actually happened. So, this is actually a pretty good comedy bit here, where he's getting his information from close alien encounters, etc. So anyway, there he's off to go and torture or beat up the two guys who bought the lot to try and extract information. He says it's going to be a good team building exercise. Oh, I forgot my bookmarks. Sorry about that. This is actually my second recording, so I pulled that stuff out and I thought I was done. When I went to upload it, I realized I messed up the upload. Sorry about that. So let me just skip a couple pages. Skipping pages. Oh my gosh. So many pages to skip. Okay, so Ballard starts talking about how they first encountered the alien. And as they're talking about how they first encountered the alien, one of the aliens just crashed and they didn't make it. They're all dead. And then the other guy, hint, hint, is the bad guy. The aliens come out. This is the main alien dude. And these are his two cohorts or co-helpers. And so, the agent on staff or whatever, he's like, hey, hold on. Stand down. Don't shoot. And so, the aliens are like, crashy, no good. Nope. It's no good. This guy flips out and then just decks the alien, who is friendly. The alien is friendly but annoying. And I think that's kind of very revealing about how the story, I think, will go. The friendly but annoying alien and is knocked the hell out, and so they collect the website. I said that during the first upload, too, before I got messed up. I called this the website. This is a crash site or a landing site. It's not a website. I mean, you can put anything on the web, but this is not it. This ain't it, Chief. So, that's the story of Area 51. Just a second, let me skip a couple pages. So anyway, the alien is pretty annoying. If you look at, he's kind of like, it reminds me of, that series that I went to called Paul. And it's like, the alien's kind of like just a chill alien, but it's a little bit of annoying. But depending on your personality, even if the alien's a little bit annoying, if your personality clashes, then that alien is very annoying. Really annoying. Just depends on your personality, though. Anyway, So, wait, why no fries? They bring him some food, and he's like, why no fries? You don't want me to eat them? You think Snakoon too tubby? So that's the alien's name, by the way. Snakoon. So anyway. So they eventually start fixing the ship. And so it's fixed. It's ready to go. And so Snakoon is like, hey, where's Snakoon's things? Well, they're sending him home. He clearly wants to stay. He's like, no, not yet, Brighty. Howdy doody time. So they're he gives them as a gift the Free Darkin crystal. The Free Darkin crystal is a show of friendship. It's very important to him. Humanity used the Free Darkin crystal for many advancements. He clearly doesn't want to go. He loved his time here on Earth. He just has to go. It's time to go. So he leaves. And that's a story of Snakoon. Just a moment while I skip a couple of pages. Sorry, I don't have any bookmarks. There are so many ads in this book. So, anyway. This is the bad guy headquarters. So the bad guy has her. She's actually the person who stole the equipment from those two guys. And all the other equipment as well, including the Friedaken crystal. And together, he and her have been rebuilding a spaceship and reverse engineering a spaceship. And they're going to go off and see the Friedarkans. They needed the Friedarken crystal as a power source. Hey, face that's so obviously evil. Obviously evil face. It's a pity the Bureau didn't see your potential. I was just a lab rat to them. Again, it comes off as a little awkward and stilted, but it's enough to let us know that she used to work for the FBI as like a research person. I just wish it came off better. I don't know. It's just a little bit of a clunky dialogue there. But anyway, he made her an offer to change the world. She took it. She helped him with his research. Now, here's the thing that also came off a little bit awkward. Give me the crystal, Lindsay. Now. This face. Sure thing. Sorry, boss. What is this? This whole sequence where she's hesitating to give him the crystal? It feels so out of place. We're not out of place, but her hesitation feels out of place. Give me maybe there's something in issue 3 or 4 that'll touch upon this more on their relationship. But if you look here, she's making a little bit of a crazy face too. So for her to go from crazy face to I don't want to give you the crystal, but okay. Well, like, what's she gonna do? Run away? I don't know. It's just weird. Like, she's a little bit off her rocker, too, so just a second, I'll skip a couple pages. Oh, and before I skip a couple pages, though, this is the mad scientist. He's been rebuilding and reverse engineering this for 60 years. He's using the Friedarken crystal to finally turn it on, and he's ready to get revenge on those freaking Friedakens. But why? Anyway, this is Ballard. He is not at all looking forward to seeing Snookun. But Snookun is like, hey, where's my crystal? What's going on? And so that's why he's contacting Agent Ballard. Because he can sense, or he understands, that the Friedarken crystal is missing. Which kind of... I mean, Was it missing from Area 51? Or is he sensing that it's missing from Earth? Because if it's missing from Area 51, that I don't understand. If he senses that it's missing from Earth, and that would make a little bit more sense. Because, I mean, people move all the time. I'm pretty sure that there's other government sites with hidden alien tech in other parts of the country. So it's a little bit weird that he's, just because the Free Darkin crystal is off of Earth, that he's sensing it. Or, I'm sorry, is out of Area 51 that he's sensing it. If it's off of Earth that he would sense it, it would make sense. Anyway, boss, I know it's your big moment and everything, but satellites show an unidentified object entering Earth's atmosphere. And so Ballard is like, no, you really don't have to visit Earth. It's no trouble. We don't want to trouble you coming all the way out here. I'm sure the Fridarkin crystal is somewhere around here. You're not going to believe this, but it's Fridarkin vessels. And that's when we learn, oh, it's no trouble at all, Bally. He calls Agent Ballard Bally. In fact, we are already here. 1, 2, 3 ships. So anyway, it just still has that situation with the forced cursing. It almost always happens right near the beginning of the books. So I don't know if that's what that's about. Aside from that, there is nothing adult or teen in this book. Whereas, at least in the first series, there's like guns, I'm going to kill you. In number 2, there's nothing at all. Well, actually, that's not true. The other aliens died. That's something that would not be in a children's book. So, but yeah, it's the first cursing that's so out of place. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.